Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Calvin Child Show. Today we have Philip Stewart. Philip Stewart is an
Nice.
amazing actor. He's appeared in many commercials and TV shows, and we're going to have a little dialogue and conversation and see what he's all about. So, how are you today, Philip?
And I'm doing super great, man. Super great. Life is good.
That is a great thing, man. That is a great thing. So, what's the latest and the greatest that you got coming up right now?
Coming up, I'm in a bunch of movies, couple background roles, couple speaking roles. So the latest one, the one that's coming soon, should be called Hoopers. It's by a director named Kyrie Terrell. I'm in the background for the basketball scene. It's really exciting. Right there, it's like a tournament that they're doing, and I'm also playing a big brother in a movie called Melodies of Life, a short film. And next week I'm filming a commercial, and the week after that I'm filming another film. So
Okay,
it's
okay.
busy. It's busy
All
and
right,
fun.
so hold up. So you're in this movie called Hoopers.
Yeah.
I know you're like 6'2", something like that. You played any ball?
No, I'm in the audience cheering everybody on. I'm behind. So it's a movie that has like a little bit of a gang element to it. So one of the gang members is sitting in front of me, and we're cheering on the team. There's betting and there's like stuff going on. There's some cool celebrities in it and stuff, and so it's really exciting. But you'll see
Oh,
me in the background just cheering everybody on and stuff like that.
yeah, it sounds exciting. It sounds exciting. So tell me about your journey in getting into acting. When did you get started? How old were you when you got started? And tell me a little bit about that journey.
Yeah, well, I started when I was 44, just a couple
Okay.
years ago. I'm 47 now.
Okay.
Um, I started in February of 22. So my first film was a short film by a woman named Giovanna Townsend. She's amazing, amazing model, but she turned into a filmmaker. So she actually has some films, some short films out there, and she had me work as a restaurant patron to the main character in a movie that she did. And I just basically interacted with the server, and the server was the main character. So it was pretty fun to work with her on that. And then she cast me in a couple other small ones. And then from there, I got, involved in doing background work and, meeting more people and more films. And I did a couple plays. So it just kind of snowballed from there.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what is it like on a typical film day of being on a set? When I ask that, I want to be a little more direct with you. Is let's say a typical movie? Is there a lot of lights, a lot of commercial, or is it a 9 to 5? Is it a lot of breaks in it?
Ain't no nine to
Does it take a
five.
long time to
No,
take a?
ain't no. It's typically, in my experience, it's not 9 to 5. You get there at 8, 7, whatever call time it is, and you're there 12 hours solid. Most times, not all the time. Sometimes you wrap up a little earlier, but the movies that I've been on that are professional sets with lighting and camera guys and directors and electricians and like all the big wigs, you're there for a good amount of time because they have to set up the cameras, they have to, set up the characters, the lighting, you have to set up Video Village, which is where the director sits to watch the monitors and stuff. It's a lot of setup. It's not just a point and click. It's not like, like a
Really?
photo shoot. So because of that, you have to set up a lot. And then once your characters get in makeup and hair and, do all that stuff and they get their wardrobe together, then you're shooting the shot and you have to flip it and shoot it from another angle. So it's a lot that goes into filmmaking, especially on the big scale. And some of the
Okay.
smaller ones, some shorts, you may not have all that kind of setup, but on the bigger ones, it is a lot of setup and a lot of people involved.
Wow. Well, let me ask you some quick fire questions, okay?
Okay,
So I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to say yes or no, and we keep moving.
gotcha.
Have you ever played a bad guy?
Yes,
Okay. Have you ever played a good guy?
of course. Yes.
Have you ever played a school teacher?
No,
Have you ever played a funny guy?
no, I'm not funny.
All right. Have you ever played the love scene?
Yes. Not,
Okay, okay.
I wish I could give you more detail, but yes.
Okay. Um, so have you ever played a conscious character?
No.
Okay. All right, that's the so what's your range like? So what some people say, hey, I can go from acting and I can be a real serious actor.
Yeah.
What's your range?
So I would consider myself to be a dramatic actor. I haven't done much comedy. I was in a couple of comedic plays and some comedic films, but I didn't make jokes. So I was more of the straight man, as it were.
Okay,
So I've done some dramatic stuff, and I like dramatic stuff. It's great. I don't think I have the comedic chops or the timing to like be a comedian type of guy. That's not my thing. But
right.
I can be a personality. I can have some personality to my character. I don't have to be all serious all the time. But I do enjoy doing the dramatic acting, like playing things like a doctor or a lawyer.
Mhm.
I've also played a detective a couple times,
Okay,
the big brother, the uncle, the dad. So all those kinds of roles
okay.
are definitely familiar
So
for me.
so what was it like playing the bad guy?
It was a short film for Giovanna. It was pretty fun because I had to kind of disguise my voice a little bit because I'm trying to be tough or whatever. I had to wear
Mhm.
my leather jacket. I just happened to have my jacket with me. I had to wear a leather jacket and a hoodie and some gloves. It was cold outside, and I was giving a gun to a minor, and he was, I had to convince him not to keep any of my text messages, and I had to like let him know if anybody sees me with you, I'm gonna beat you up, or so I had to try to be a tough guy. It was not easy because I'm such a gentle guy in real life, but it was super fun though.
How about that? So tell me about this time you were a doctor.
Yeah, so I played a doctor for it was an instructional video. So, um, whenever doctors are trained, they watch videos that, give them training and stuff. So I was training them how not to deal with a patient, how not to deal with the nurses. So they showed you the better way to do it and the bad way to do it. So they give us a script, and I just had to interact with the other fake doctors there because they were doing things wrong or doing things right. So it's pretty fun, just to be an authoritative kind of character in the front and tell people what they're doing wrong and point out the good things that they were doing. And that was earlier this year. That was in the springtime, so it probably won't come out until later the fall, maybe. And it's an internal project for a local university.
Okay. Luck just came by. You get to pick your co-star in a dramatic film. Who would that be?
Regina King, that's my girl,
Okay.
Regina King. Yeah, I
Okay.
want to work with her so bad. I've loved her ever since I first saw her in 227 back in the day. And
Hmm.
I follow her career. I've seen some of the things she's been at. I haven't seen everything, but I've seen a lot of stuff that she's in. And she's powerful and she's a sister. And yeah, I would love to
Okay.
work with her.
Okay. You got lucky again.
Okay.
You got to play a medal in a hospital role, hospital movie. Who you gonna take with you to co-star?
Co-star in a hospital movie. My boy, Laz Alonso. That's the guy he plays in The Boys
Okay.
on Prime. Yeah,
Okay.
he's so smooth and I like him. He's been in a lot of great stuff. He was in Fast and the Furious. I
Okay.
think he has some good range and he's like I think he'll be a good foil against me.
Right. 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 How about that? So, do you have any favorite actors? Do you have a laundry list of favorites of anybody?
Yeah, I love some of my co-stars are actually my favorites because since I met them in real life, it's awesome to see them on screen. And that includes my boy Rob C. Riley. He's on that new show on BET called Divorce Sisters. He's on
Hmm.
that. My boy Ronrico Lee. People say we look
Hmm.
alike. Ronrico Lee, he's been in everything. He's a black actor. And we have a similar look and feel. So I definitely watch all this stuff as much as possible. He's on Divorce Sisters, but he's also been on other stuff that I watch. And then the guy Stephen Bishop, he's another
Right.
guy that was a co-star of mine. Tremendous, tremendous guy. He used to be a baseball player in real life, so he's
Okay.
got like a lot of really good physical talent, but
Right.
also he's like locked in when it comes to dramatic stuff, and yeah, he's a super nice
Right.
guy.
How about that? Now that the movie industry has kind of changed from, you used to have the old conventional Hollywood to streaming.
Yeah.
Um, what do you like streaming more? Do you like the old way more? And you can kind of elaborate on how you feel about the new way and the new wave of how movies are made. from start to finish,
Yeah, well, I've only been involved since 22, so I think I didn't see the old way. I love it
Right,
the way that it is now because it opens it up for smaller filmmakers to make their films. I mean, I watch Tubi all the time, and I see a bunch of Tubi movies, and I know, well, I don't know for sure, but many of them are probably smaller scale. But they're just as great quality. They have great writing. They have the technology. I've been on some small Tubi movies, and they have, not a lot of really cool state-of-the-art equipment. And it just opens up the playing field so that you don't have to go to Hollywood to shoot a film or New York.
right,
You can film it right in Philly. You can do it in your backyard if you have the equipment. So I love it. And I think it's given a lot of people a chance to kind of express themselves
right.
in this medium. So I,
So
I, I wouldn't go back.
let's walk off the movie set for a second. Let's
Okay.
get to know Phil a little bit. So,
Okay.
Phil, what are your hobbies?
I play piano. So that's one of my biggest things. I play piano on Sundays at church and I practice on my own. So that's probably one of the most I would say rewarding hobbies that I have outside of acting. So doing that, hanging with my kids and stuff. My son
Mm-hmm.
keeps me young, so he's
Right,
17, so he keeps me young and running around with him. Then occasionally we'll get out to play ball and stuff, so I can
right,
run with the kids. So that's pretty cool. And I'm a big church guy, so I go to church all the
right,
time. Um, that's like a big part of my life,
right,
spirituality and being connected to God. So I enjoy that, and yeah, those things are probably what I do the most out
right,
of
right,
all
right,
the
right.
million. Besides my business, I have a business also. Besides that,
Well,
I
well,
just keep with it.
right. Tell me about the business.
Yeah, well, I'm the owner of Anointed Ads. It's a website design company. So we
Okay,
focus on doing website design and maintenance for small businesses between 1 and 20 employees. We're based out of Mount Laurel, New Jersey. I've been here for about 10 years.
okay.
And it's great. I have a nice office here. That's where I'm at right now. And, I meet my clients and try to help them look good on the web,
Right. Yeah,
building
you can get
websites.
all the actors that need what do they call those little one page websites, that
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually
get
developing something
ebooks to.
now. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
developing something to pitch to them. I don't want to sell to my co-stars or anything, but if they need it, it'll be an option
right,
for them. Yeah.
right. Maybe it can be like an app or something like that. How about that?
Yeah, you never
Yeah,
know. I
yeah,
never got into app development, but I know it's huge. So maybe in the future.
yeah, yeah, yeah. How about that? So tell me about your favorite movie that you watch as a person that you're not in of all time.
Of all time, I would probably say Boomerang. Great. Boomerang is just my
Mhm.
absolute favorite. A lot of Eddie Murphy. I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan. So his
Yeah,
that one, Harlem Nights, and Coming to America. Like I could just watch them over and over again.
you,
They're
you,
my favorites for sure. And I'm
you
a
know,
huge Will Ferrell fan too, so a lot of his stuff too.
how about that? So in the '70s they had 70 semin I can't pronounce it, cinema, and that's like a classic set of films all within itself. All the movies that was made in the '70s, but then in
Yeah,
the '80s, when you think about it, and even in the '90s, they had a lot of Eddie Murphy films and a lot of other films. Do they have a name for the movies that came out in the '80s?
I
You know,
would know.
I
I'm
think
not a
it's
student of film as much as I am an
right,
actor, but
right,
I don't know
right.
if there's a name for that. I don't know. That's a good question.
Right, right, right. How about that? How about that? So, I just wanted to get to know you and let my audience members know who you are. Is there anything you want to say to people? You want to give them your web address and anything
Absolutely.
and how they can reach you and things like that?
Yeah, so my website is mrphillipstewart.com. So just mrphillipstewart.com. On there, you can get links to my IMDb, to my Instagram, my Facebook, and all that, my YouTube. Um, and we're just moving right along, just doing all kinds of work, man. Just I have samples on my site where you can see some of the work that I've done and see some of the stuff that's been published. There's more stuff coming out, and some stuff I can't say just yet, but when it does come out, I'll definitely shout it from the rooftop so they won't be able to miss it.
Right,
But
right, right. And
but yeah,
you're always welcome on the show. This show is pretty much everywhere podcasts or art. And
yeah,
it's a
congratulations on
growing
that.
show. So thank you. It's a growing show. So I'm looking forward to it to be, being very big. So you're welcome. You got that welcome pass.
Okay, there
for
we go. Yeah, I'm going to a networking event tonight for actors, so I'll definitely let them know about it
yeah,
and
have them
help you
all
to
come
promote.
one by one, just to have them
Yeah,
call, say they was from Phil. We can put it out there, so they'll be able to see this. This will be up by that time. So,
yeah.
they
Oh,
want to get
today?
to know you.
Wow,
It's
that's
like a little
crazy.
ebook.
Yeah,
They'll have like a little ebook of it. So I'll send you the link
nice.
and everything, and you can see
Yeah,
it. The podcast will be on Apple. The video will be on YouTube, a couple other places as well. I'll try to
okay.
send you links to all that.
Yeah,
All right.
I've been fortunate to work with a whole lot of great people in front and behind the camera. So I know some directors, some writers. I've been very fortunate to work with some really great ones, especially in this area. It's like super great, talented people. Um, a lot of great people. Like I was telling Kyrie, my friend Dominique Janelle, Giovanna Townsend, the Eli and Lou twins. I know so many of them, so I definitely can direct them.
Fantastic,
Mhm.
fantastic. Well, thank you for joining me at the Calvin Child Show, and you have a great, successful day and career, and hopefully we'll be talking again soon.
All right,
All
that
right,
sounds good.
all right. Thank you so much. You have a great day. Talk to
You
you
too.
soon. Sure thing.